This is part of the will to die. People are becoming zombies in the face of their death, their own upcoming suffering, not to mention the death of all life on this planet. Do an internet search on apocalypse, just that word, and note how little, if anything, is posted about the urgency or the emergency of our current situation. You'd think the idea that all life after billions of years and this planet, all life, including your own and everybody else's, given so much importance on TV and everything about how important life is, that the ending of it all for everybody in a few decades is not even being thought of as like something serious. Okay, so anyway, it was startling to me, but it comes across, you sense you get the way people are talking, the things that they're putting out on the internet about it. It comes across as like a big party of people who are quite, inebriated and really out of their minds and on drugs of all kinds and alcohol, and they're having a good old time on a South Pacific island in a hotel that everyone there knows will not survive the incoming tsunami or killer hurricane. This is the most disturbing of any evidence I've seen supporting the will to die. Except that of what I'm hearing is a kind of euphoria and longing for the end of it all in evangelical groups who think of it as the rapture, a kind of being freed from what is seen as an onerous earth existence and the reward of the true life one thinks one deserves of ease, love, and happiness. Yeah, which may be true that we all deserve that. But anyway, now, is that not the most extreme form of reaction formation you've ever heard to the facts of these people's lives? These people who, as they admit, claim, were the good little God, parentheses, parent-fearing little pricks who slavishly fawned upon the unreal wishes of authoritarian parents. Can't be too hard on them, because what would I have done? I don't know. The parents, the real religious nutjob psychotics, whose real world was an imaginary one of hellishness and a stern, bearded Father God who makes you say and even think that he is loving. Think about it. It's a lot like their own lives, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So these people live in this imaginary world of this stern Father God who's going to strike you down unless you think he's loving and put you in a fucking hell forever unless you better think he's loving. Okay. So, this is what they grew up, that's the kind of parents they had. So, this Father God that they believe in, despite being the most horrendously mean and more than murderous mythical figure ever concocted, for he will not just punish by ending one's life, but will punish in what has to be the most extreme kind of punishment ever to be imagined, being forced to live forever, but every moment of it being in extreme pain and suffering? What kind of hell? So, forced to think that this monster is actually loving rather than the obvious? Imagine that? Wow. These parents bought that horrific view of the ultimate reality of it all. Then their kids slavishly followed them in this insanity. Is it any wonder, then, that their wish is to be dead? So the reaction formation is that of creating the kind of life where, unlike their own childhood, they would be loved, cherished, seen, made to feel special, and so on. Most of all, to be freed from the fear of punishment of the most extreme form imaginable. So, leave it to humans to be so cut off from the reality of a loving God as to wish to be dead, and that they have managed, with their imagination running loose and totally without even one lifeline to anything loving or nice, either in their own life's experiences or in the mythology of the reality they've been forced to accept. There's nothing loving in that supposedly loving God. To come up with the most unimaginably, leave it to humans to come up with the most unimaginably horrible view of their lives and its prospects. Now, what is funny is the way humans, even ones like I just described, will go on about the gift of life as a human And how much happier and fortunate a one it is to the evil lives in nature, where there is, according to them, nothing but fear, kill or be killed, and so on. Horrible stuff. That's the demonic stuff in nature. We're glad we're not there. It seems that they do projection, in addition to reaction formation. Here showing how they've projected their own sense of their lives, to fear, kill, and be killed, out upon the great unknown to them, which is nature. And one last reversal of reality, reaction formation, is that, parentheses, getting breathing holes, thinking they are happy, they call themselves saved! Yes, saved! And think it is their duty to go out and save everyone else in the world who, in their view, are suffering and miserable. Wow! Parentheses, similar to the way they view the animal world, the world of nature. So, the others in the world are suffering and miserable and need to be saved like them, insinuating that their happiness is so superior to the experienced lives of many others, and they know it. Reaction formation, and then reinforcement of it. You see, they know deep inside how miserable they are, and they find a way to stave off the realization of that reality and of its horrible roots in their suffering in childhood through denying their unhappiness. First, trying desperately to believe that the opposite is true, and they've been taught to even think that something that's obviously false is true, could get them in hell forever. So, they have to really worry lest they should ever let themselves have any truth. So, they're trying desperately to believe that the opposite is true. Their experiences and proclaiming it to all and everyone, saying the lie. So, it's hard to deny an obvious reality. So, as try as they might, one thing that they can do to help it along, proclaiming it to all and everyone.